So the main concerns that we have for the Kangaroo Island glossy black cockatoo is the loss of feeding habitat. So 59% of their feeding habitat was within the burn area during these fires. So that's potentially catastrophic. We don't fully know how many birds were directly impacted in that event, but it's likely to be severe. So glossy black cockatoos are a social species and they're quite noisy at nests. So in my research I tried to describe the sounds that they make at nests as a way to monitor what happens at the nest and how successful nesting is. So they're a really great kind of species to use acoustic technology because the range of sounds that they make indicate a wide variety of behaviours.
So Natural Resources Kangaroo Island is a partner in the Glossy Black Cockatoo Recovery Program. So we manage projects that contribute to the recovery of that species through Australian government funding as well as philanthropic funding. Traditionally we've sort of employed staff who have done nest maintenance, so protecting nests from possum predation, installing artificial nests and planting food trees for the glossies. Glossies have had approximately 60% of their feeding habitat burnt on Kangaroo Island, and they've lost up to about 3/4 of their nests. About 3/4 of the population used to reside in the area that was burned, so aside from habitat loss, we're probably going to see mass population movements of birds having to move to new areas as well because they've been displaced from other areas. Each species is different. For the glossy black cockatoo, because the recovery over the past 25 years has expanded the population across the island, that's given this species a little bit of resilience to what's just happened. We do have eastern flocks that have escaped the fire. So recently we've been lucky enough to have Daniella working with us from the Threatened Species Recovery Hub. She's been looking at the bio-acoustic monitoring of this species in particular and has done a lot of work with us on Kangaroo Island. It's really supplemented what we've been doing.
So there's a couple of ways that bioacoustics could help the glossy black cockatoo on Kangaroo Island, and my research has been focused on breeding success. So there's some really interesting questions we have about where the glossies will breed after these fires and how successful they will be, because a lot of their food has been badly burnt in these fires, and we know that they need good quality food close to nest successfully. And the other potential research avenue that we can take, bioacoustics, is looking at their broader use of the landscape. So not necessarily at nests, but also in feeding habitat. We can potentially deploy sound recorders across the island in strategic locations to see how they use different parts of the island in this recovery period following these major bushfires. They are a small population. They are the most endangered subspecies of black cockatoo in the country, and we really need to do everything we can at this critical time to ensure that they survive the next decade and beyond.